listening to Radio 1851.
Are you ready for an escape from reality? To step into the portal and transport to the true oasis? Do you have what it takes to be a soldier in the rebellion? Listen in to Radio 1851 in order to win free tickets to see Warner Brothers' production of Ready Player One, directed by Steven Spielberg. All you have to do is listen in to Nerd Alert at 5 p.m. on Friday in order to get a chance to win these prize tickets. But be careful, because this isn't just a game. It's a way of life. Ready? In 3, 2, 1.
Finally a good one. Congrats. However long it took. What is today's date? I think it's April 4th. Congratulations, Lutz. You did it. You finally came through, and I'm delighted.
Yeah, I guess so, Bill. Welcome back, everyone.
How about that ad, though? That ad was definitely not a marketing major.
Well, we don't judge our advertisements here. I don't create them. Welcome back, everyone, to Rambling Sports. My name is John Lutz. South Philly Bill here is on my far left. And again, coming back for 2 weeks in a row, mostly because no one else would want to join us, is Oscar.
What's up, guys? I love being on here, man. It shows the best.
Thank you for the plug, Oscar. I really appreciate that. But going off of that, segue, the best team in college basketball, I guess, officially, is your Villanova Wildcats.
Right down the road.
What?
Right down the road.
Yeah, right down, make a right on Lancaster Ave. You go a little far up, and you're there. Wow, talk about a performance for 2 straight. Let's talk about the Final Four in general, because like Michigan versus Loyola Chicago, not Loyola Maryland. Jeez, interesting game, good game. Don't get me wrong, but they couldn't stop a guy the 6'11". You couldn't. They didn't have a guy over like 6'10", 6'9". They couldn't. They had no one to defend Mo Wagner, and that's why he dropped like 20 and 14, like 22 and 14, whatever his score was. First guy to have 20 and 15 since Hakeem the Dream. And Nova dismantled Kansas from 3. They literally made every single shot, and the final game basically was the same thing. Except, like, first half, Nova missed a bunch. They still were up by 9 to go into halftime, and then second half hit game, and they hit everything.
The second half, just the Michael Jordan of Delaware just took over. I think it says a lot. Like, Villanova is just the best team in the country. They pretty much did it wire to wire, but everyone knows They
won every game this tournament by double digits.
10, yeah.
That's insane. That hasn't happened before, and it feels like forever.
The bigger thing I'd take away from this Final Four was this Final Four proves that small schools can be top programs in basketball at Phil Martelli.
I think that,
a small Jesuit school in Chicago made to the Final Four in a non-Power 5 conference. I'm just looking at it from our school's perspective. We can be a team. We can be that team consistently. Villanova does it right down the road. They just put us to shame every year.
They get the players every year.
Okay, that proves, like, what are we doing as a
they're
program?
Not getting the Duke and Kentucky players. They're getting the guys that fit Jay Wright's system. Even though this year is completely different because they shot from all over the court. And ironically, eventually, he should have really done. He's got my friend who's a manager on the team to show up on the show, but he's probably living up in San Antonio or is already back home, probably knee deep in a bottle of whatever, just enjoying himself.
I think it proves that these small schools can do it like us, and I don't see why we can't compete with that. I can't. I don't see why we're not a consistent tournament maker every year. The
A-10's a good conference.
Okay, it's a good conference. We're also in the probably the best basketball city of this conference, other than maybe New York City. But like, come on,
So
like
I'm gonna get. I want to
the
touch on
formula
that
is right
real
there.
quick.
It's right down the road. The formula is right down the road. Why don't we follow it?
Rebounding, huge issue for St. Joe's, and free throws. They're giving us free throws, and we can't even make 50% throughout the game, and that's what kills us. That's what kills. Those are 3 points, and we just can't. We don't know how to put the game away. It's always a close game with us. Like this whole year, only one team is Villanova has beaten us more than by 12 points. And that was it. It's been close games.
Well, Nova beat us by like
30. Yeah. They were the only
I'm
team.
talking
And
more as
it takes the best to beat
more
them.
as like a general feel around this program as a whole. Like just being from around the city, and especially with Nova winning. Like I go back and forth.
I wouldn't say Nova's a small program now.
Well, no, I'm saying they're from a small school on the outskirts of Philly. I'm saying being around.
That's the key word there, outskirts.
Growing up around here, I go really back and forth on whether I think Villanova's a Philly school, and I think they're not, because I like from my sense of growing up, I grew up not liking that entire school's vibe, particularly why I came here. But but I think it's good for the city as a sports, but Temple and St. Joe's can be that good at basketball, especially Temple. But that's another point that probably people listening don't care about. St. Joe's can follow that model. They're right up the road. I don't understand why they don't commit to it. And it's more just as a whole. St. Joe's Villanova proves that it can get done at a small private school on the outskirts and outside the city, because we are half and half. I just think it's an in general thing. I'm not a big in-depth of why we didn't do well this year. Yes, there was a lot of injuries. I'm saying since we had Jameer, why aren't we a consistent tournament contender to get to the Sweet 16?
No,
I'm saying that should be a goal as a general school community as a whole. That should be an expectation.
Well, how many 8 Atlantic 10 teams made it this year?
2. Davidson.
No,
St. Bonnie's.
Rhode Island as well.
That's 3. Like, and
I
usually have
understand
like
the whole
VCU in there
concept.
every
Yeah.
year. Like you got like 3
The
or 4
A10's
teams
a good.
a year.
We should be a top 3 A10 team every year, and we should be making the tournament every year. That should be an expectation.
Oh no, I completely agree. Especially since when? 2 years ago? When was it? 2 or 3 years ago when we beat Cincinnati?
Yeah, Bembry.
Yeah, Bembry.
So I'm saying as a whole outlook over the entire St. Joe's and alumni of St. Joe's attitude toward the team. That's just my comment on it. Because I heard all week on the radio, because it's very dominated. This is a very Temple-dominated area. Like Temple is where the majority of the people from the Philadelphia area went, including my dad. And the outlook isn't like we hate Nova. Well, and you look at it from our minorities' perspective in the city, we say the same things. Well, we're just jealous, and we can follow that formula that's right on Lancaster Ave if we commit to it like that school does.
If anybody can recruit out of the Philadelphia schools, it should be Temple.
It should be Temple. But so that's just my general takeaway. I'm kind of Nova'd out because everyone around has been talking about Nova nonstop for the last 3 days. And don't get me wrong, I love this for the city. I don't think they should be getting a parade down Broad Street, but
they shouldn't.
But whatever, that's the way it is. It was cool to see them riot. It was cool to see another Philly-ish riot.
It's not a Philly riot. They live in Villanova,
I know.
Pennsylvania.
I personify that attitude better than anybody else.
Well, of course you do, Bill. South Philly, Bill, I might add.
It's really Delaware County, Bill, but that's another point.
I just find the nickname really funny, so it works for me.
No, I think it's good for the city. I like how it's really put, just like the Eagles did this year, and just like the Sixers are doing right now, and really national stage, talking about how great this city is as a sports town. For the city, it's great. For us, I think it's a wake-up call as a St. Joe's University basketball program. No specifics. It's like, okay, they're right down the road. We compete with them for everything. This school administration, everything we do from the expansion they're planning in the next 5 years, expanding vertically down City Ave, we compare them academically. That is our competition, and we are getting our asses kicked by them in basketball. And in most things, and historically, it is like that. But it hasn't been as competitive as it used to be.
Oh yeah, no, I get that. Well, they won by 30 this year.
It's just they haven't been consistent with it. We haven't beaten Nova as long as we've been here. I understand it's the way it's going right now. Maybe there needs to be a shakeup. I mean, maybe it's been 20 years of the same thing. Maybe they need to shake it up, and maybe grab one of the Nova coaches and bring him over. It's not. It's a copycat thing. If something succeeds, it's like
thing. It could be a recruiting issue because if you're picking the best basketball program in the Philly area, in air quotes for anyone who's not watching the video stream, which I don't recommend you doing. It's a little hot in here. Oh goodness.
No.
But like, if you're picking a basketball program to go to, one of the best basketball program on the Upper East Coast, you're going to Villanova. Not even you go tri-state area. I'll throw in New York too.
You're going to Nova.
You're going to Nova. You're not going on Syracuse, maybe not really. You're not going to St. John's. You're definitely not going to Rutgers. Princeton, maybe, obviously, if you want to get a good education, but basketball program, no.
Kids around here go to Penn for that.
Yeah, but cool. Penn stinks at basketball.
Penn made the tournament this year.
No, they won?
No, they had Kansas in the first. They gave them a game in the first half. But
I'm saying they won the Ivies this year. They won the Ivy this year.
Yeah.
Wow, impressive. I feel like it's always either hard.
Yeah, that was the first. It was the first time in a while.
Yeah,
my great grandfather used to coach Penn, so that was kind of cool for me.
But adding to the point, St. Joe's lost to Penn this year.
I know.
Come on,
it just shouldn't happen. Yeah. It's just, and it's all just a very general points about the attitude to our program. Like I said before, it's not really I'm not criticizing or just, it's something for everyone to, and especially the administration, to think about. We're doing the best we can with what we have, but our expectations should be so much higher than they are. And I haven't been to a game in 2 years.
I went to a game this year. They played Maine, and they won. It was awesome.
I don't have any, until the A-10 tournament happened and they were playing Rhode Island, I hadn't actually sat down and watched the game. And I should be we should be the alumni that are getting to support the team once we graduate, and they're not doing anything to capture us while we're a captive audience at St. Joe's. And it's just something. It's just a general comment on the basketball program and the state of. I think a lot of people feel the same way as me. I would love if someone call in and tell me I'm wrong. But
preferably someone who actually goes to the school and calls in.
Yeah,
that would be ideal. But we also kind of got off. You got completely off topic here, Bill. We just meant to talk about the blowout of a game that we saw on Monday night.
It's something that pertains to us, man. It pertains to the people who actually listen.
You dove way into a bigger issue here. I just went into the fact that Villanova won by a lot because
they're the best team. We all saw it. We saw it. That's simple as that. Villanova was the best team in the country this year. Jalen Brunson is an NBA player. Bridges is an NBA player. Dante DiVincenzo, like LeBron said, made him a lot of money that last night.
That's because LeBron probably put $50,000 on the spread.
And his kid is going to go to Nova once LeBron comes. He goes to Penn Charter, right up the street to Villanova, and LeBron's on the Sixers next year.
LeBron won't go to the Sixers. His kid might go here, probably. That wouldn't surprise me. And if I'm picking any coach to go have coach my son, I'm picking Jay Wright. Jay Wright's going to stay a lot longer than either Coach K or freaking Roy Williams, whoever will at this point. Just in general because of health issues. Wasn't Coach K out? At least he's been out different points of time, different years, back problems or health issues or any of that other stuff.
And what is that? I think another. I forget which one it is. I think it's part of my take makes a joke whenever Coach K is doing.
Oh, speaking of
Coach K is doing bad. He has a freak injury and then they start playing while he comes back and they go far in the tourney.
Oh well, yeah. I guess. I don't know. Duke, I don't mind Duke. I really hate UNC. I just do. Not a big UNC guy. I'd rather, if I'm picking between Blue Devils or
really
Tar Heels, I'm going Blue Devils.
Oh, Duke all the way. I'm a huge Duke guy.
Get out of here,
huge
guys.
Duke guy.
I can't stand them.
I don't mind them, but I hate UNC more. UNC, I hate Roy Williams. And I used to really hate Tyler Hansborough as a kid, and I really still hate it. I still kind of hate him to this day.
I don't have a vested interest in the team. I hate Grayson Allen, so I hated Duke this year. It depends on the players.
The ACC is by far the toughest conference in college basketball.
It's the best.
It's the best. It's the toughest, and
it's really been the toughest since the merger of when Syracuse, Pitt, Notre Dame came in. And I'm not saying that as a Notre Dame fan. It's a fact when you have Pitt. When you have Pitt, who's a good program every year.
You got
in
Louisville
most cases,
in there as well.
Louisville as well is a great program. Well, was Syracuse kind of the same thing. It's a lot of history, and then Notre Dame for the past 5 years has done reasonably well at points in time. Who we got over there, Bill?
No, I'm just saying, check your phone, dude.
Oh, so my bad, man. I'm sorry. I read signs horribly. Everything just flies over my head, mostly because I can't jump because I'm really overweight. Anyway, you know what? I'm tired of talking about basketball right now. Let's talk about, you know what? Quick note. Before we get into baseball, side note, Giancarlo just hit a massive home run in response to those Yankee boos, but we'll get to that.
Are they going to boo him for that too, you idiot New York Yankee fans?
Easy there. We'll get to that. We got to talk a little bit about football here, and only for the reason that, a couple notes. One, rumors going around that not only that the Giants are considering Darnold at number 2 if they take Josh Allen number 1, maybe Josh Allen. So it looks like they're going quarterback, but however, Bills may want number 2 overall pick. And also, Rams trading a first rounder for Brandon Cooks. Now, Patriots have 2 first rounders and 2 second rounders this year in the draft. That's a shame. That really, the Rams may. The Rams may come out of the NFC this year.
Yeah. Okay. We'll get to them when they're the Dream Team 2.0 out there in LA. We'll talk about that.
They're not going to be like Vince Young saying, "Oh, we're the Dream Team."
No, they're going to be like Namdi Awesome getting a huge contract and then not being the worst corner in the league. On the Patriots point,
it all fell to hell when Vince Young said, "We're the Dream Team."
Yeah.
And then they lost.
It could be. I think from the Patriots' perspective, they could be going quarterback. They could potentially
no way they're going quarterback.
They could be. Bill Belichick wants a quarterback for the future. He had his in Garoppolo. He might have done this.
He also had his in Jacoby Brissett.
I mean, Garoppolo was the plan, but it's a strong possibility. They could see, depending on how everything shakes out. They know Browns are going quarterback at 1. Giants may not, as we've said. Jets are going at 3.
The Giants may be looking at quarterback at 1 too. So Saquon may fall to 4th to the Browns.
They could be hoping for a quarterback to fall. You never know. They might be looking at Josh Allen and saying, if this guy falls, we're going to take him, and if not, we'll get an elite pass rusher.
Going to fall out of the top 10 though, because especially if the Bills are looking to trade up, they're going to take someone. Patriots don't have 6.
I thought they. Oh, my fault for the 6th round pick.
Yeah,
misread the thing. Anyway, they could be hoping.
I was about to say, if Brandon Cooks got traded for the 6th overall pick, that'd be the worst trade in NFL history.
Yeah.
He's great, don't get me wrong, and he fits in that system very well. Like, Jared Goff and Sean McVay are probably ecstatic right now that they got him.
I've heard rumors that Manziel is going to make it back to the NFL. Maybe the Patriots will pick him up. We'll see.
Who cares?
Maybe in the late rounds.
Okay, now you're just being absurd.
Yeah, well, we're rambling sports here. We're rambling some sports here.
Don't use my show's name as my tagline, Oscar.
I love it.
Easy there. But yeah, I don't know. I think this made this draft a lot more interesting in some cases, especially with the rumors of the Bills floating around for that number 2 overall pick. And let's see what they give up. If they give up a good enough player, like, that'd be ideal. Or if they give up 13th in the first rounder for next year. Go Giants. Now, I guess we're going back into baseball because Bill's going to get angry about the Phillies in a minute.
I'm ready to pop off.
Bill's ready to pop off. I'm ready to be excited. I don't care that Giancarlo went 0 for 5 yesterday. I could really care less. Yanks won. He went 0 for 5, and I'm pretty sure the Yanks won 11-4. Oscar, you got me on that?
Yep.
11-4.
Yes. They
split it with Toronto. Okay, understandable. I can deal with that. Even the Blue Jays, their Blue Jays won when they won 4-2. Judge and Giancarlo and Gary Sanchez didn't get a hit, and they won by 2 runs. Yanks are looking all right. So, is it ideal that Giancarlo's like only hitting home runs and nothing else? No, but you know what? It's the start. It's only a couple games into the season. They're 3-2. Well,
I think they should be 4-1.
They should
because
be.
Easter Sunday was such a frustrating game to watch. You understand that Smoke was having an incredible series. He was hitting every ball. Like, he was hitting the crap out of the ball all series. And the inning before, Canely gives up a home run to Smoke. So I understand Josh Donaldson's a great hitter. You have Robertson, who was struggling with walks in the eighth inning. But to intentionally walk Josh Donaldson to face the best hitter in the series, 3-2, you're going to have to go at him, and the guy hits a shot. He hits a bomb. Grand slam, and that's how the Yankees lose the game. It was very frustrating, and I know it's very early in the season, and Aaron Boone is still getting a nice little grasp of the bullpen and see what types to move to make.
Well, he pulled Servino out pretty early, too, if I'm not
mistaken.
mistaken.
Opening day? Yeah, for sure. Let him finish the inning. You got 2 outs, let him finish the inning.
Yeah, let him finish the inning. He was also, pitching very well. He only let up, a couple hits at that point?
Yeah.
He didn't let up a run.
Yeah.
So my Yankees points are all coming to fruition. I don't know if you guys have realized this. I know you guys are watching these games. And it's like, yeah, Stanton may struggle with not playing a consistent outfield position every day, and Aaron Boone's going to have some hiccups as a manager, but their talent's going to make them well enough to be a good team and probably at least be the wild card.
Hey, Bill.
Oh, is it not just coming to fruition, boys?
Hey, Bill. I promised this the moment I told you were right about the Eagles winning the Super Bowl. I will never admit that you're right again. So I will be
I'll just point it out that I'm right then.
Oh, no. It's cool, but you'll never hear those words come out of my fat lips ever again. I'm just letting you know that now because I don't care what you think about our New York Yankees. I already said they're going to hit a slump in the beginning. They may not win the division. They can go to the wild card. They're going to make the playoffs. They will be ready by playoff time. That's all I care about. And guess what? Maybe if they look good by the All-Star break, or if they get their guys at the All-Star break for a trade, that's cool too.
Oh yeah, that'll be fine.
You know what makes me happy? Seeing people like Sir Didi getting 8 RBIs and hitting 2 dingers.
And my Didi point just keeps on being right as well.
I don't care.
I love it. No,
be quiet. Go complain about how your manager stinks.
What I'm saying is, we were talking before we came up here and came on the show about Aaron Boone pulling guys early and complaining that Joe Girardi, you guys thought Joe Girardi was too far into a binder, and look what Boone's doing. That's a trend around baseball. Joe Maddon's been doing that for a decade and a half now. With pitchers early in the year, that's what's going to happen. You want to see what your bullpen also has, even though that is a Yankee strength. Same thing the Phillies are doing, only to a more stupider point. But I think the Yankees and Boone learning that, especially with the Yankees' talent, is fine. In my opinion, I think it's, pulling guys too early. He's going to have a quick hook. He was a catcher. Catchers just believe in pitching in general. It's a general point to, very coddle pitchers early in the season because you don't want their arms to get blown out. You don't want the league to get an accurate scouting report on your pitchers yet with your
Phil
stuff.
Hughes.
Yeah.
Robert Chamberlain.
So, to the point that Boone is going to have his struggles, every rookie manager is going to have his struggles. Yankees will be fine. Yeah. They're going to make the wild card.
Yeah.
They'll be fine.
Expectations are so high, and everybody's already complaining about it.
People forget that the Red Sox also have a new manager, too, in core. It's everything. Everything is going to shake out. There's overreaction first week of baseball.
5-1 right now. So.
But there's overreaction with baseball I can't stand.
Yeah.
Every baseball player always says, okay, talk to me after 100 at-bats. Talk to me after 120 at-bats. That's when you'll know how I'm doing. So give a manager, give him a month. Give him a month and a half. Let him get into May and see if you can start seeing trends and then start complaining. Right now, number one, all rotations aren't set because you're not playing everyday baseball yet. They had games postponed. I know the Phillies were supposed to play 5 games in 6 days, so they went with the 4-man rotation. I know the Yankees are probably doing the same thing. They're still the 5-man rotation, but they're playing 5 games in 6 days. So guys aren't in the regular routines yet. They're playing in the cold. They're not playing consistently every day. They're not in a routine. Baseball is all about that. And give Stanton 50 at-bats and then say whether or not he's struggling or not. It's just there's too much overreaction. I know that's baseball in general. It's what I'm about to do when we transfer to Phillies. I'm about to overact the bleep out of that what is going on right now. But as I'm not going to take my own advice, but as Yankees fans, and especially the fans booing Stanton, he's the NL freaking MVP, and you're booing him You know how much what it is for a baseball player to switch leagues, pitchers he has never faced consistently, and to play positions that he's not used to playing to every day.
We want a lot, man. We already have 27 rings. We're on the chase for 28. These are the same people that booed Cliff Lee's wife. Okay, it doesn't matter.
Oh my gosh, I remember that.
Yeah, exactly.
That was the stupidest thing
that?
I've ever seen in my entire life. And people call Philly fans stupid. That was I got a notification on Bleacher Report. I immediately texted in the group chat when I was like, "This is the stupidest look for a fan base I've ever seen."
Hey,
it's
you
crazy.
know what? It just shows.
It's worse than throwing snowballs with batteries in them at Santa Claus. Jeez.
No, it's not. It's not worse than booing Santa Claus, or or I'm not even going to say during in-game. You're fans outside of games, and we're not going to mention that. We refuse to mention that on the station anymore. What happened post-Super Bowl, okay?
What, when we won?
Oh, yeah. Oh, cool. When you win, and guess what? When you win, you get so happy that you do literally the grossest thing ever. We won't mention it, because anyone who knows this show already knows the rant I went on about this. Talk about the one time that Phillies Eagles fans were able to redeem themselves, and then they do this. I don't care. They booed Santa Claus. Cool. You know what? The guy was just trying to be a Christmas guy, right?
He's just coming into New York, and it's just that's just New York fans.
He's attacking my fan base, which, by the way, I admit, are the Yankees fans the best? No, but we also have Jet fans. Okay, so
that's fair.
Oh, there's one. What do you guys
think about the Yankees? Not yet. I need to simmer down a little bit after those comments. What do you guys think about the Yankees pitching staff thus far this season? What do you like? One time around the rotation now,
like the pitching rotation, like the pitchers.
Yeah, like you guys like how it's going. Like Severino pitched pretty well opening day. I remember I was watching it with Lutz. But and just in general, because I haven't been keeping up with it.
So I'm going to let up a run too for 6 innings. Like not bad. Like a lot of not really bad. Like.
Yeah,
the starters have been doing okay. Like, all the starters have only let up a run, but they've just pulled them early as of right now.
Yeah, the stuff for
bullpen's
looks
looking good.
Yeah, they have
the Tansis has been. The Tansis got rocked a couple times.
Yeah.
It's not ideal.
Yeah,
and even Robertson too. And that's just a start. I get it, but like they're putting a lot of rely on the bullpen right now, which is not ideal. But you know. It's a start.
I feel the same way. Like it's just it's Boone adjusting to figuring out what his bullpen strengths are, and because nothing is the same season to season. Like we all know it's a strength. We all know that the Yankees are going to rely on the bullpen heavily.
Well, yeah, but like when you have Tanaka going 6 innings, striking out 8 guys.
It has been. He has had arm problems in the past. You gotta.
Oh no, I understand. Tanaka's the right guy to rest. And like even Servino too, because you don't want to throw out his arm. He's one of the He's throwing some of the fastest. One of the faster fastballs.
He has a lot of high effort pitches.
Yeah,
you know, you ever hear like how like baseball or particularly pitching people, they'll talk about like how hard you work to throw as fast as you can. That was one of the things against Strasburg. They always said his stressful how hard he throws.
Well, yeah,
and then he threw out his arm. And then there's other guys.
With Phil Hughes.
Yeah, and then there's other guys who
I hate to keep on mentioning, but it's a fact.
Back in the day when CeCe was throwing really hard, it was effortless. It was just his natural motion of using his arm and using his body.
Of using his arm in his 270-pound frame.
Well, okay,
he was also an alcoholic back then too.
I wanted to give you guys a comparison that you know.
No, yeah, for sure.
And like too with all the beers that he was drinking.
And with Severino, the thing with him is that he gets amped up. He gets fired up. He's excited to go out there, and that's great to hear as a fan. But that's not like just like you don't want to throw your arm out, and he does throw. He throws super hard. His stuff's great, and like I love to see him go out there, and he's all jacked up. He's ready to get a win, but. Exactly, it's a long game. Make sure he gets to 6-7 innings,
and you want him to start 35 games as your ace.
Yeah, exactly.
I see where Boone's coming from. I just think it's talk to me after 50 at bats and 3 starts from each starter.
Oh no,
I love that. I totally agree.
I don't trust me. I think there's a lot of time. There's a lot of time for Boone to make it up. I think there's a lot of time, but also at the same time that he has to be smart with realizing, okay, I got my plan set in place where. I'm throwing out a starter 7 innings, got my 2 guys for setup, my 2 setup guys, and throwing out Chapman in the 9th.
I must say the best pickup this year has to be Brandon Drury. We didn't pay too much for him, and he is producing. He is a gap-to-gap hitter. He is a double machine, and he's He's seen the ball.
He's already hitting 294.
Yeah, he's seen the ball great.
I understand it's the beginning of baseball, but then at the same time, Didi's hitting 444.
Yep. Like, my point is that if Drury keeps this up, we don't have to shop for Machado. We don't have to shop for him. We can shop for pitchers because that's what the Yankees need right now are pitchers. And if Drury's a great guy, great utility guy who can play third and second.
But the problem is, though, they're going to want a guy that's going to stay there. And typically, the Yankees' mindset of they'd rather have the best person at every position, whether the young guy or the guy who's hitting 50 home runs, compared to a guy who's a very good utility player that can play the position well, but at the same time isn't going to give you the stats. Which going off your point, if he has a very good year this year, great. That's awesome. More guys for pitchers to be worried about, except for the two powerhouses who crush home runs.
Okay.
I don't even think Lutz didn't even hit a home run yet, Judge. Am I wrong in saying that? Probably. Yeah, no, he hasn't even hit one.
That's all right. That's all right.
At least your manager knows how to call a bullpen when he wants his reliever to warm up. I cannot. So okay, I'm going to set the stage for you.
The floor is yours, Bill.
Vince Velasquez, he's getting rocked. He's getting rocked. It's fine. It's the third game of the season. Maybe in this. I don't even know. He's getting rocked. And so Kapler comes out in the fourth inning, and says, "Okay, I want to take him out. I want to take out Velasquez. I want to bring in Hobie Milner, who, by the way, he took out Aaron Nola for, and then he gave up a home run to Freddie Freeman after Nola had only pitched 68 pitches. That's going to happen. You want to save Nola? All right, I get the point in that. But when you pride yourself on relentless communication like that freaking meathead does." And he can't even communicate with his pitching coach to the bullpen coach to get Hobie Milner up to relieve Vince Velasquez. And the umpire has to come out and say, hurry up. And he only gets 5 warm-up pitches. And he can't even he's not ready to go. You're risking that guy's career, one. If I was that guy, I would be livid. You're risking my money, my career, my health. That's not cool. I guarantee if Arrieta is in that game, he is yelling at Gabe Kapler on the field. 2, when you have this young team, the manager cannot be making mental mistakes like that. That is a dumb, stupid mistake that he barely even owns up for in an interview after the game. He says it was miscommunication between the pitching coach and the bullpen coach, but that's on him. He is the manager. He is the relentless communicator. It is just absolutely ridiculous what his inexperience in the bullpen is doing to this team. And I understand all the analytics stuff. Like, I'm with that. I'm a very big early adopter in the whole analytics thing. I think it's right to do in baseball. But when analytics are not mixed with what is actually going on in the game and who is playing well and who is pitching well, and you have that small sample size for one of these guys, this analytics stuff is going to ruin this team exactly like it did last night, because the Phillies were tied with the Mets in the 6th inning. It was a 0-0 game. Jay Bruce was up. They had a runner on first who Cespedes got hit. So they played the shift. But normally in this situation, you want to shift and make sure you have the double play covered in all areas. But instead, they looked at the analytics and kept the third baseman general third base area, moved shortstop to behind to the right side of the bag, behind second base. Obviously, Cesar was out in right, and regular old first base playing the line, no doubles. And they shifted the outfield toward left field. So what, of course, does Jay Bruce do? The thing you want to do in this situation is you want to keep every double play in order no matter what. That's what every manager would do.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You see Joe Madden when he does this, when there's a left-handed power hitter up, he shifts, but he does not move the shortstop to the other side of the bag, because everything right now if a ball is hit to the shortstop, you want to still be able to turn the double play. That is why when you have the third baseman playing shortstop and you have the shortstop behind the second base bag, when there's a runner on first, you want the shortstop to be able to cover second so you can turn the double play if the ball's hit there. And what does Kapler do? He does the one thing that you're not supposed to do. He doesn't keep the double play ball intact with this shift. The idiocy in that, and I was listening to the radio, and the guy's named Kevin. He's a new guy. It's not Larry Anderson anymore on the radio.
Oh, I don't really care about Philly radio guys.
Oh, okay, well, I'm saying...
The only Philly radio guy I know is me. That's about it.
Oh, that's hilarious. Anyway, they were saying it on there. I just can't... The frustration for, I think, a lot of Phillies fans, and talking to my grandfather and uncle about this over Easter, is just it's way too new, and it's like Chip Kelly 2.0. It's too much reactionary to the old way. The Phillies used to not use analytics and used to just all rely on feel. And now they're swinging toward the other way, just like Jeffrey Lurie did after Andy Reid, and switched to, this new offense, this new talk of the league, like all that stuff. And guess what? It failed. And then it came back to Doug Peterson. Look, a Super Bowl. Mix of both. Anyways, just you got to throw it in a Super Bowl. I think it's too much of this Chip Kelly thing where these new players feel like they're being micromanaged, and setting lineups 7 days in advance for games is just not the way to go in baseball. You can't rely on a binder to tell you what to do every time, and it's driving me insane to the point where this game's on Facebook tonight. This game is not on TV. Nola and Syndergaard is the first ever live streamed Facebook game for the Mets and Phillies series finale at 7.
This is a Facebook game?
Yeah. The game's exclusively on Facebook tonight. It's wild.
That just shows that no one's going to watch it.
Well,
how many people are going to watch it on Facebook? Like,
we'll see. That's what I'm saying.
1 million people?
Well, I'm going to watch it because I want to watch the game.
Yeah, of course you will. You and all your other hardcore fans that are going to log on to social media and watch the game.
Well, I guess it's baseball's
TV
intent.
ratings really care when they won't even have you on CSN or NBC.
That's the whole point.
Facebook
signed a contract with the league to get I think it's 20 games
That's
a year,
stupid.
and this is just the first one a year. But to get it away from them, and I think the NBC is probably going to do either the Flyers or Sixers or some combination on their two stations. Anyway, Sixers, awesome.
Yeah.
But no, the Phillies are very frustrating right now.
Unnecessary plug for the Sixers there. Really not needed.
Now with a week left, half a game out, they may make it to the 3 seed.
Yeah, and that's we've talked about that.
We don't need to talk about it anymore until playoff time.
We can save all that talk for next week. It's very much I think they play Detroit tonight or tomorrow, and then they play the Cavs. So that's next week will be the big time for that. But I just
by the way, currently Mets are up 2-0 against your Phils.
Yeah, I know. It's on Facebook right now. It's crazy.
Oh wait, this is the game that's on Facebook.
It's Syndergaard and
I thought it was tomorrow.
No, it's tonight. The game, you're looking at the game last night.
I'm looking at a game currently right now.
Yeah, they're playing right now.
April 4th.
I thought they were playing at 7. All right, same thing. It's on Facebook.
Yeah,
if we want to put it on Facebook right now.
I think they're making up for the snow day that was in New York.
I thought they announced it was supposed to be April. It was supposed to be in August. All right, whatever. It's just anyway. The Phillies
don't know what you're talking about.
The Phillies are entirely frustrating. Because that's what the announcement they made the other day. I'm sorry.
It sounds like they just failed you miserably in typical Philly organization fashion. They just didn't help you out.
I'm pretty sure the Phillies lost 2-0. Yes, I'm fairly confident you're looking at the game from earlier.
Oh no! This game currently right now we could stream watch on Facebook Live.
Oh wow, impressive!
Very just way to go! Really,
way to go, MLB.
Really changing the world of baseball by watching it on a social media app.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Anyway, just major frustration with the Phillies. I think exactly like I was saying.
Yanks are up 2-1 by the way.
I was thinking I'm going to.
Side note.
I need to take my own advice. Is what I was saying with the Yankees. I like what the pitching staff has done. Besides the Velasquez and Flormone having pitched, Lively pitched well last night. I'm excited to get Arrieta back next week. Talk to me then. Hopefully, Kapler learns how to manage in the next week.
He probably won't.
Yep, probably.
Well, I guess.
You want to hit a little Masters talk here?
A
little Masters
it's Masters Sunday is this Sunday, and look, I'm a pretty big golf guy.
So is Oscar, I think, right?
I watch it a good amount. I don't watch. I'll watch all the major 4 tournaments. I don't fall asleep when I go see the subpar tournaments, like every man over 35 who needs a nap. But this is the first. Is it weird that the first time I've cared about the Masters in probably 2 years is because Tiger Woods is back?
I'm the same way. I'm a very casual golf fan.
I'm a casual. I'm not I'm a little. I would say a little bit more than casual because I love watching the tournaments and stuff like that. Even the players, some of the lower ones, like the Players, the Bridgestone. But even last year's Masters, I really cared for. Okay, who's going to win? Let's see if the new guy obviously like the new like Dustin, Jason Day, Rory, or Spieth, like those guys win, because you need those guys to win to truly build up golf again. Which is disappointing to say that you need guys to win tournaments every year. Like you need a guy winning a major once a year or twice a year to get people to turn in and watch the TV, which is upsetting. But it's sadly a fact, because guess when golf was at its most popular? When you have people like Tiger always being a threat to win every time. Let's see if we can try and break Jack's record. That's what people cared about. And people obviously care about that now, because realistically, this is the most the Masters have been talked about in quite some time. Probably since when, I don't even know. Like, who won hold on.
I think it's
Sergio Garcia won it last year.
It's probably the most it's talked about since...
Yeah, I know.
Since, like, when Spieth was going... Like, I think it was 3 years back when Spieth won 2... I think he won 2 majors in a year. No, he won... When he won 2 years ago in 2015, it was a pretty big deal.
Yeah, and even like in 2013,
because the
that was
talk,
a big deal, because it was a new guy coming in, and he crushed it with when he shot in total minus 18.
And the talk was, is he going to be the next Tiger? And like, okay, I was interested. That piqued my interest, because I want dominance in sports like tennis and golf. I want dominance. I want to watch the best names, the biggest stars win. It's not like the other sports where an underdog's cool, or like people I don't know, like people I don't know winning.
Let's say like even like 2012 and 2014, which I actually do remember, was both years Bubba Watson won. You know, Bubba Watson is a generally horrible person, but still, like having a guy win 2 out of 3 years, like people care about that. People will want to see that.
Yeah, Bubba did make an incredible shot out of like the woods behind a tree for him to get on the fairway and to
it's still one of the best shots. And I remember watching that.
It was out of control. Yeah,
I was like in the middle of South Carolina. I think on vacation.
It
was the best thing ever.
So as a casual golf fan, I have a question for you guys. Like for that, I like the stuff that I don't really care about with golf is like I don't care unless there's like guy wins multiple majors in the same year. Yeah. Like it's because I'm a casual guy and I'm the guy that golf needs to get in, like when Tiger's good, like a guy like me would have been locked in to golf all year.
But yeah, and that was the way
they need,
from like
dominance,
early 2000s to 2010.
Is that how like you like what piques your guys' interest mostly about it? Like I understand there's golf guys out there.
I got into golf basically because one of my dad's like big clients is the PGA. So every year when I was younger, we used to go to the Players Tournament, which is it's the biggest golf tournament that isn't the 4 majors. Okay. Because the 4 majors are owned separately through their own clubs, while the Players Championship is the biggest event the PGA owns. Even though it's listed all under the PGA banner, the one that they actually own is the Players, and that's their biggest tournament. That's the one that gets the biggest what's the thing? Like they get a good chunk of money. That's the most amount of money you could win in a tournament is if you win the Players. So like through that point, like I've always been used to like watching guys like Phil, Tiger, like Ian Poulter, like the British guys, Ernie Els, like a lot of these obscure golfers now or like even the U.S.
John
guys.
Daly,
yeah, John Daly, Freddie Couples, Bubba Watson, freaking like Luke Donald, like all these guys kind of watching. I just got used to it, but like at the same time, it kind of stinks watching the popularity of it kind of lower down, not because of like poor play. I think a lot of these golfers are still very good.
Oh no, yeah.
The problem is like it was just ruled by one star, and that's Tiger. Phil's still a big guy, don't get me wrong, but everything was built through like people were built up because of Tiger, like Phil or Jim Furyk. A lot of those guys, even Sergio, because everyone thought, oh, was Sergio going to be the guy that like he's going to be the guy with Tiger where they'll go back and forth every year and win. And Sergio didn't win anything until this year. And Sergio's a horrible human being anyway for that racist comment he made about Tiger Woods.
So, I got into golf literally because I just started playing, and I am god awful. But it's a blast, having a good time, getting a nice round. But watching these guys, they're just incredible. They're spectacular. How they hit the ball perfectly in the middle of the fairway, right next to the pin in the hole, and even if they're far on the greens. They're putting.
You like watching for the gameplay of it.
Yeah, the gameplay is great, and like Spieth's incredible. Spieth's a favorite here for the Masters. However, Tiger, it's great to see him back. He changed his game a bit after he had the surgery, and it's just
he has been. I think it's a combo of him playing better, but I think the one thing that hurt him for a long period of time was his confidence, that he kind of lost that.
Yeah.
And
Did you...
like his confidence getting better. Like, I understand it's smaller tournaments, but I don't think Tiger's going to win the Masters. If he does, that's awesome, and it would be a great comeback story to see. Because realistically, Tiger's athletic career itself will end up being a documentary. It has to be, especially if he comes back. Not only if he comes back, but let's say by the grace of whoever is up above.
The golf gods.
The golf god, yeah, the golf gods. Even though I believe there's three gods in this world: God, the MMA gods, and let's say the golf gods. Sorry, I have to throw in an MMA in there. Big UFC fan. Tune in this week. Big UFC pay-per-view in Brooklyn. I wish I was there, but the tickets are way too expensive. But hold on, no, I just had to throw in that quick plug, even though I'm not getting paid to do it. I wish I was. That would be my lifetime job. But again, we ramble off topic here at Rambling Sports. That's kind of the joke. If he ever breaks Jack Nicklaus's record, which I don't think will ever happen, I don't think that record is ever meant to be broken. Even though the phrase is all records are meant to be broken, it'll happen eventually. Tiger had the best opportunity to do it after his multiple injuries with his knees, his back, the whole thing with Lynn, his wife, all that other stuff. If he's able to come back and in the next couple of years win about 4 majors, that's cool. Like, that would be a brilliant documentary to watch, and that's a life story that people will want to see and will truly appreciate. It's like, wow, there's nothing better than a comeback story. Yeah. Nothing.
So did you guys do the tier thing that we got going on?
No, I did not.
Did you guys do it?
No, I did it.
You did? Let's hear your picks.
What? Fine. You'll hear my picks.
I just want to hear some predictions out of you guys. I want to know what maybe I should do for mine.
My tier 1's Jason Day, which I'm really regretting at this point. Tier 2, I'm putting Tiger because I think he'll have a very good showing. 3, I can't. I think I may have put Bubba Watson if he was 3. I can't recall. My tier 6 was Adam Scott because something about post like, even though who knows if Adam Scott will make the cut, but Adam Scott's the guy who he won the Masters once. He won the British Open. He's a major guy. He was the guy who took over when Tiger's old swing coach, like his infamous swing coach, who I completely forgot his name. He moved over to Adam Scott, got tooled up his swing a little bit, and like from 2012 to 2013 was really playing some of his best golf. He hasn't been doing well since, but I could see him doing well. But I honestly, this year for the Masters, I think it's a toss-up. Could I see like someone like either Ricky Fowler or Dustin Johnson doing it? Probably.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. DJ.
But I could see like someone just out of the blue, like even like a guy you would know, like a young U.S. guy, maybe like Justin Rose, like someone like that. It won't be like a random guy like 2016 where it was Denny Willett, where no one knows who he is. I think it'll be a guy that a lot of hardcore golf fans will know, but not a lot of casuals, and that will kind of be ideal. Sergio won't win it again. No. I don't think he comes back. If it was up to me, and if I was someone I really wanted, I would say Phil, Tiger, or Spieth. Those are my 3. If I'm picking with my heart, I'll pick those 3. But I doubt that either. The best chance out of them is probably Jordan, but I doubt it. Oscar, who do you think you get? Because it's so tough to choose a winner for the Masters. It really is. It's so hard because you never see the guy who's literally just hot and is hitting off the thing. Like, for all we know, Bubba Watson's going to win again, which would be the most absurd thing, but it's possible.
Honestly, if Tiger, we'll see if he breaks out the driver during the Masters. If his drive is on point, if he's staying on the fairways, Tiger has a chance. Tiger's going to win it because his approach is incredible. His putts, he misses them by inches. It's all the confidence to see if he has. I'm going to go Tiger. DJ, Dustin Johnson's also very good. And you have Rory and Jordan Spieth. They're going to be head-to-head. However, so those are like, I guess everyone's talking about. However, the underdog, who I actually really like, he has some sick flow, Tommy Fleetwood. He is going to be surprising up there. He'll be up there.
Who is that?
Oh, it's an English guy. Sick flow.
I'd
great
rather
approach.
have Beef Johnston win it.
well, my point, like, he's just gonna be the under. Like, don't be surprised if you see him top 5. You see Fleetwood, you go like, oh, look at that right there.
Okay,
but
I honestly,
Tiger
think you're making
Woods.
up names. I think you're making
No,
up names.
Fleetwood. No, you'll see Fleetwood this weekend. You'll see him. However,
I miss
Tiger.
Ricky Fowler when he had hair. It also wore all orange.
Yeah.
Now he's all
Rocking the
professional.
Puma.
Now he's all professional because he got all those Nike sponsors.
Yeah, well, Puma and Cobra. Are his
Still
two.
Puma.
Yeah.
Still good for him. Sorry for cutting you off.
No, it's all right. But yeah, I mean, I would love to see Tiger do it. His drives needs to be on point. He needs to stay on the fairway, and I honestly think he has a chance. And if not, it's going to be Dustin Johnson. I would love to see Spieth and Rory, but it's either going to be Tiger or DJ. Those are my two.
Honestly, like the 2017 was the year of Dustin Johnson. He was playing some of his best golf ever. And talk about a guy who's went through ups and downs with his coke addiction. Like, and also he had to go to rehab for that. And he's married to Wayne Gretzky's daughter. Good for him, I guess. Like that. Like, Bill, I know as a casual fan, do you want to see Tiger? You want to see Tiger win?
Yeah,
I would assume so.
That's the only way this really grabs my interest.
Yeah,
like, I'll watch on.
What about Phil? Like, if Phil
okay,
Mickelson just won, like
Phil, like when the U.S. Open was in Marion, I guess Phil piqued my interest. Was like Phil in Philly, that whole thing, and then I think Justin Rose won. But I mean, the only way like I'll be like, oh, this was an awesome Masters. Like, this was great. This was sick. Is if there's either like two guys I care about at the end, which is like, or like something I can like talk to someone else about, or if Tiger wins. Like, there's only the only way I'm still thinking about the Masters next Tuesday or next Wednesday when we talk about it is if Tiger wins.
I agree. I think that's for a lot of people that's going to be the way. But I think for me, it has to be a good tournament. If you have a lot of guys vying for that top spot, it's always fun to watch that and like see if a guy like is coming like pulling a comeback thing. He has a rough first day, but he makes the cut and ends up playing a couple rounds. Like, there's a lot of scenarios, at least for me, that'll be fun to talk about. And hopefully I'll be able to watch every single day of it. That would be ideal. Preferably Master Sunday, which sadly will not interrupt me watching WrestleMania. But
love that.
I know. Don't judge me, people.
I'm a huge wrestling guy.
Oh yeah, WWE.
I don't know if you knew that. Are you doing pay-per-view?
I have my friend's WWE network.
No
love
way.
that.
That is incredible.
I steal. Who? It's like Netflix. Like, who would pay $60 for that?
You're
crap?
you're
when you're basically borrowing your friend's thing for $10 that he probably doesn't even pay
I
himself.
love WrestleMania.
Oh, yeah.
Remember as a kid when you would what did I do? How old was I? I think I was in like 4th grade, and I went over to a friend's house and we all watched WrestleMania and had like a sleepover, and it was the greatest day of my entire life.
No.
It was when like DX was going. It was unreal.
Well,
it was so cool.
At this point, it's just become a giant drinking fest for a bunch of teenagers and like college kids like us. You know, hey, it's a Sunday. There's no sporting event on. This is the first. Shout out to Darren, but brother, high frat beast. He'll drink with me for the Masters. But
Debatable. As a kid, I think you're little. You are Monday Night Raw, Friday Night SmackDown. Now it's Thursday night.
Tuesday night. How dare
Tuesday
you?
night? It's Tuesday now?
Dude, it's
Yeah,
live
it's on
on
Tuesdays.
Tuesday night.
It's on
right.
Tuesdays.
Wow.
It's not
Yeah.
even taped anymore. It's on
Yeah.
YouTube.
Wow.
It's crazy. They've
Yeah.
changed up the schedule. They actually we're talking about the WWE right now. When they switched up and did the draft, and the whole McMahon kind of like being like a backward figure now, and now it's like Triple H and I think it's McMahon's daughter.
Yep. She might be going up against Ronda Rousey. I mean,
She is.
I think that's hilarious. Like, they're doing
good
some.
for Ronda Rousey.
They're
She's
doing
getting-
some.
Good for
Rowdy Ronda Rousey.
Shout out to her. She's getting a big payday.
I know.
To not get punched in the face anymore by
That's
women.
what
who are a lot
McGregor's
better
going to do. That's exactly what McGregor's
Oh, no,
going to do.
no.
That's what he
He's better
should
than-
do. If he wants to make money, that's what he's going to do.
Oh no. But the problem is though, like they want a lot of control, and they won't be able to control him. That's how the wrestling, especially now, like they were going to want to control what he says, and he's going to drop like so many curse words and calls. Like he's going to call John Cena very, very heinous words.
But you're going to say it there. I was a little
I'm not
nervous.
gonna
Like,
say it.
we're not going to be on next week.
That's if the higher ups don't listen. But yeah, like they won't be able to control him. He'll show up at WrestleMania one year. He'll get a big payday. He'll stand around. He'll go like box the Big Show or something stupid like that. We got to end a little bit early here because we're students and we got to do a little bit of work. But thank you guys all for listening. It has always been a pleasure. Oscar, thank you for coming in. Bill, I don't know, Bill.
Well, we'll talk next week.
I guess we'll talk next week.
I'll see you next week.
Yeah, I'll see you next week, Bill. We try to meet up more, but we just don't. We're busy individuals. My name is Lutz. South Philly Bill here, the horrible Phillies fan. Oscar on my left. Thank you guys for listening.
Go Bears.
It will be out hopefully by tonight on YouTube. YouTube.com/Rambling Sports. Follow us on Twitter @Rambling Sport. And we are out.